Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over and comparing three different SOSPIRO fragrances. These are three that I think people get a little confused about because they are kind of similar in a way. I wanted to go through the three and compare the differences between them, the similarities, kind of like a mini buying guide. And they all have the same green color, so I wanted to talk through any confusion that you guys might have over these three. We have Basso, Vibrato, and Pasticcio. My Italian is horrendous, but I'm going to try my best. So hopefully by the end of the video, you guys will have a better idea on these fragrances and which one would be best for you. So the first one that we're going to start with is the one that has been hyped up like no other. Probably one of the most hyped up fragrances at the moment, Vibrato. And I had heard about this, but I didn't really buy into the hype at all. I never went out and tried it, but I actually smelled it for the first time in Dubai when I was visiting Demi Rawling, and I smelled it out of her collection. And that was the one that out of almost all of her collection that I smelled, or most of it, that was the one that really stuck in the back of my mind. Like, wow, when I get home, I need to get a bottle of Vibrato because this one is very, very hyped, but it is very, very, very good. So this one is probably the safest blind buy out of all of them. It opens with bergamot and grapefruit. It has some jasmine and magnolia, but I don't really get a ton of florals out of this. There's a lot of ginger. It's very spicy. There is some cedar and patchouli and musk. It is a lot of musk. For me, the main accords of this is grapefruit, musk, ginger. It is a pretty linear perfume, definitely the most linear out of the three. I don't find that this one really changes that much throughout time. As it dries down, it stays pretty much the same. But there is just something so appealing and sweet about this. There's something that feels very special about this perfume, which I think is the reason why it's been getting so much hype lately, because there's just something so nice about this, so appealing. You just want to keep smelling it. It is definitely the most unisex out of the three as well. It doesn't lean either feminine or masculine. It's genuinely right there in the middle. I think that Basso and Pasticcio lean more masculine for sure, but this one is right there on the unisex line. This is definitely one that would smell amazing on a woman. This is something that I really love to wear. But I will say I am a sucker for this on a man. It smells absolutely incredible on a man. And I've compared it to God of Fire a couple of times because it has that same like ginger, spicy muskiness that God of Fire has, but it takes out the fruitiness of God of Fire. So I've said this in past videos that if you like God of Fire, but you think that it might be a little too fruity for you, you will definitely really adore Vibrato because it takes the mango and the berries and all that fruitiness out and just leaves it with that very fun, sexy, appealing grapefruit musk ginger. This almost gives me like a sugar cane vibe. I don't know why when I smell this, I picture like a sugar cane in a mojito. Like I'm sitting out at a Cuban restaurant in Miami and I'm drinking a big fat mojito and there's just that giant sugar cane in the glass. That's kind of giving me that vibe a little tiny bit, but I'm also kind of smelling almost like cashmere or something in this. There's just something a little extra in this that makes it very special, and it's definitely blind buy safe. I could say that about Vibrato. Totally blind buy safe. I would not hesitate to picking up a bottle of this if the notes sound appealing. If you like spicy, musky, citrusy, Vibrato is definitely the fragrance of the summer. So sexy, so fun. I absolutely love Vibrato. So now we'll move on to Basso, which is one that Vibrato gets compared to the most, but it is said to be a little more masculine, but it definitely shares a lot of similarities with Vibrato. Same grapefruit, that same musk. But comparing it to Vibrato, it's very like sparkly, like it smells like it's sparkling. I don't know if it's just because it has a huge dose of pepper and a lot of grapefruit in the top as well. It almost smells as if you're like standing in the grass on the ocean side. I know it's the pepper, but the way that the pepper is in this, it almost gives it like a slightly salty mineral feel. So the notes in this, it has grapefruit, it has carnation and labdanum, it has mayflower and sandalwood, some vetiver, some oak moss. There are definitely some earthy elements to this. That black pepper, there's nutmeg, cedar, and guaiac wood. There is almost a lemon verbena vibe in this in the opening too. There is no lemon or bergamot listed, but you kind of get that feeling if you know what lemon verbena smells like. It's definitely much sharper than Vibrato in the opening. The citrus is much punchier. It's definitely not far behind Vibrato, but definitely more masculine. There's something about this, that spiciness, the pepper, that makes it more masculine, lean more masculine than Vibrato. And it also kind of has this like suede leather undertone from the labdanum. And I would also say that I think that Basso would be better for like a nighttime nighttime occasion. I think that it's more of a nighttime fragrance that you'd wear going out to dinner or something like that. Vibrato for me feels a little more carefree, a little more just like, oh, like carelessly sprayed on. This is a little more put together, just slightly a little bit more put together and a little more occasion worthy, but definitely more masculine. This one just smells like a rich son. Like his father is the CEO of a giant company and he's just out yachting in Italy. My summer vacation imagery is always Italy. He's in the south of France yachting and his dad is like paying for the whole thing or something like that. That's what this smells like to me. It's a little more put together, slightly more elegant. Not as fun as Vibrato, I will say that, but they are very similar. Like if you like Vibrato, there is a very good chance that you will also like Basso, but I still pick Vibrato. All right, so let's move on to the last one. So the last one that I have here is Pasticcio. And this one it definitely stands out on its own compared to the other two. It feels as though Basso and Vibrato are like, they're brothers, right? This one feels like, I don't even want to say cousins. I don't know. It's not really that similar. It doesn't really vibe in the same direction as Basso and Vibrato. And honestly, this is not what I was expecting to smell at all. When I tried it for the first time, this one is definitely much more elegant. Almost has like an old school vibe to it, but not in a bad way. You guys know on this channel, I'm not the biggest fan of old school vintage style fragrances, but I do really like this one. But I do have a couple things to say about this. But first, let's start with the notes. This one has just a huge amount of florals in it. It opens with rose, has green notes and currant buds, it has hawthorn and mimosa, bergamot, just a huge mix of florals in this, which I think is what kind of creates that old school vibe, right? It's like when the fragrance has 5 million notes and they just mush them all together. I think that's what old school smells like. I think that's why I get that vibe from this. But in the mid, we have some violet, jasmine, a little bit of lime, and some orris fruit. And in the base, we have iris, musk, amber, cedar, heliotrope, oak musk, and some sandalwood. And also in this, there is a very nice, very slight, but definitely there, a gourmand vibe. There's also, when I smell this, a very subtle coconutty vibe to this. I don't think I'm crazy. I definitely smell like a coconut in this. Also very ambery. It's like an ambery coconut. Very warm, but it's also very, very woody and very, very floral. And I really think that that violet and the iris and those notes really make it a little more interesting. I am a sucker for anything with iris. I love it. But I will say that this one, I think, for me personally, it's a love, but I can see it being polarizing for people. I don't think this one is blind buy safe at all. It's definitely one that you need to sample, but I wanted to show you guys a sample size that you can get because all of these fragrances are available on Max Aroma. I have a 20% off code, Erica20, not just for SOSPIRO, but the whole entire site, Erica20 for 20% off. But what I really love about Max Aroma is that on almost all of their scents, they offer these very nice, high quality travel size, they're technically samples, right? They're just little travel vials. And so you can pick up these instead of blind buying a whole bottle and you can try out the scent. So if you're going to try really any of these, I really do truly believe that Vibrato is blind buy safe, but Pasticcio, I would definitely get the little travel size and try it for yourself. I would not judge it until you've worn it at least like 2 or 3 times. Once you've got 2 or 3 full wearings of it, I think that you'll understand it a little better. I think it's one of those perfumes that you have to really like understand to really enjoy. But for me, I do really like it, but definitely check out the travel sizes. The link and everything will be in the description. It's definitely always preferable to try before you buy, so you're not let down with any gone wrong blind buys. There's nothing worse than that. And I don't think that this is a super easy reach as well. I don't think this is a very casual scent at all. If Vibrato is the dumb reach, everyday, all day scent, and Basso is like the more slightly casual, but a little more put together, like dinner scent, I think that Pasticcio is like you're going out to dinner, like you have a date or you're going out with your family, it's nighttime, you're going to a really nice restaurant and you want to just smell rich and amazing. This is definitely the one. A little more mature as well if you want people to take you seriously. It's probably like what I would wear this for. I would wear this as well. I do think it leans masculine, but this is something that I would wear because it has that gourmand facet underneath it all. But I will say also that as this one dries down, it keeps getting sweeter and sweeter. And when I went outside with it and tested it on my skin in the heat, the citruses in this really died down. Not that there is a lot of citrus listed in this, but it definitely has a very fresh vibe to it, but that freshness kind of died down a little tiny bit and you got more of that like woodiness to it. So if you are someone that doesn't really like traditional summer freshies, I think you would really enjoy Pasticcio because it is a little different. It's not like that typical citrus bomb. It's just a little woodier, but it's still very fresh at the same time. There's nothing necessarily heavy or cloying. Like, I think this is definitely one that you can wear in the summer, but it's just not typical. It's something that's different. And in the dry down for me, I just got a very nice, pleasant, creamy, slightly sweet sandalwood. Really beautiful, very, very elegant, the least linear out of all of them, the most occasion worthy, I don't want to say grown, but the most grown up out of the bunch, if you will. I have to say that my winner, just because it's for me, it has to be Vibrato. I know I hate to buy into the hype or whatever, but this fragrance is just a masterpiece. It is so, so good, so fun and playful, and it just puts you in a good mood. There's nothing better than a fragrance when you wear it. It just puts a smile on your face. Like, you feel happy when you wear it. Just absolutely incredible. Definitely a good fragrance to have like for summer memories. If you want to create scent memories with a trip or something, this is the perfect one to do it with. And I will say, Vibrato is a 10 out of 10 beast mode. This thing is so strong. It lasts on the clothes for days. It has a giant projection, giant scent trail. People are gonna be able to smell you from a mile away. Anytime I wear this, I go to the gym or just out and about, people are like, whoa, like you will be turning heads and getting attention with this because it is just so fun. And like I said, so playful, so appealing. That's just the best word to describe this, is very appealing. You're gonna make people gravitate towards you when you wear this because it's just it's a good mood perfume. So yeah, guys, that's my side-by-side comparison of Vibrato, Basso, and Pasticcio. I wanted to make a little mini shopping guide to tell you guys the differences between the three. Help you guys pick which one is best for you. So leave a comment below what you guys think. Have you tried all three? What is your favorite SOSPIRO fragrance? I would love to know. And is there any more side-by-side comparisons that you'd like to see? And don't forget about the link in the description with my 20% off code on Max Aroma, Erica20. You can get all of these SOSPIRO fragrances there with my 20% off code, and you can also get these really amazing travel size samples so you can try it before you blind buy. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.